1.5, adding integers. Okay? Adding integers. Integers are what?
Numbers.
Numbers, thank you. Because some of my other kids struggle with that, so I'm going to ask you reading stuff like that all the time. Adding integers. So here's a basic number line, right? Positives on this side, negatives on this side. When you add a negative integer, you move to the left. When you add a positive integer, you move to the right. Okay? That's the breakdown of that. So if you have a number line, that's how you would show that. You guys are probably past that. You probably can do most of this in your head. So I'm going to make this interactive today, and I'm going to call people up here to do some of these things I have on the board. Oh, Kate said she wants to go first. Kate, can you first on A use a number line to find a sum? 3 plus negative 9. Grab marker.
Oh.
Yeah, come. You're using a number line to find a sum. So you're going to show me on a number line. Can you make a number line? Can you make a number line? Yes, so start there. Then do E1. Okay. Start it on a number line. Just put it in this blank spot. Give me a number line. Let's see what you got. And then start at positive 3. Because you're going 3 plus negative 9. So start at positive 3. Well, you're creating the number line, so where do you want it? I would say, why don't you put like 3 right here? And then why don't you put like 0 here? Like, you know, you have to have dash marks with your numbers and all that fun stuff. There we go. Okay. And then you're doing 3 plus negative 9. So what does that mean on your number line? Where do you move from 3? To the left or right? To the left. So then what is 3 plus negative 9? Move that. I can't wait for Marshall to come up and do the next one. Because I said so.
Oh, God. I didn't
Okay, so
why didn't you just do it?
she can do however she wants. Emmanuel just volunteered himself for one over there on that side, so that's good. Okay, so what Kate's doing is she's creating a number line, like you will have to do on your test. She counted by 2s, so she's starting at 3, right? And she's going to show us where you go to when you get 3 plus negative 9. What is 3 plus negative 9? Negative 6. So start at 3 and show us how you go to negative 6. That's fine. And maybe your number line should be marked with actual negatives. There you go. Okay. So basically, thank you. So basically, when they have you do the number line, you're going to have to actually draw it. I know that sounds juvenile, but you're going to have to actually draw it, and then you're going to show me what your answer is and all that stuff. Okay? So you're going to show me start, and if I were you, I would just make this line to here and say that that's your ending point. You can do it either way. Sometimes, have you ever seen it in your book where they count this way?
Yeah.
Okay? So whichever way tickles your fancy, you can do. Okay? Marshall, come up and do the next one with the number line for me. Negative 5 plus 3. So show me where you're going to start and show me where you're going to end. It's okay. Emmanuel gets to do one later. So where do I start? Put a number line together and tell me where you're starting and where you're ending. Do your negative 5 plus 3. Good. Put 0 there. Okay. Stop. Now what?
Come on, Marshall.
He's
Do it.
doing just fine. Negative 1. Good. Negative 2. Negative 3. Spin that number line. Good. Negative 4. Negative 5. Good. Now where do we start at? What comes first in that equation? So that's where we're starting. That's my starting point. So put a little dot at negative 5 for me. And then show me where you move to if you're adding 3. If you're adding positive 3, do you move to the right or to the left?
Right.
To the right, to the right. Yeah.
right.
What E?
I forget what it's called, but like, what do you do, like, for, like, if it's a whole number? Do you, like, leave the circle open?
Oh, you mean on inequalities?
Yeah.
Yeah, on inequalities, if it's a less than or a greater than, the circle's open. If it's a less than and equal to or a greater than and equal to, the circle's closed. Okay, so now you're at -5, so they told you have to move 3 to the right, so show me 3 spaces to the right, and where do you end?
-2.
Correct? Perfect. And that is what you're doing.
Good job.
So you guys
Yeah.
see how I want this done on your homework?
Are we having a test on this?
It will be on your test over this chapter, yes sir. Oh, do you want to do something?
I want to do A.
In a minute, I'll let you do something. Okay. Adding integers. So there are 3 types of rules that your book gives us when adding integers. If they have the same sign, okay, you add the absolute values and you use the common sign. So what they're saying is take the positives of whatever it is so that your mind works easier and then put the sign with it that goes with it. So 8 plus 12 is 20. We know that. -6 plus -4. What they want you to do is say 6 plus 4 and then use this common sign that goes with it. Or you can just know that -6 plus -4 is -10. It's up to you either way. The second rule is with different signs is to subtract the lesser absolute value and use the sign of the number with greater absolute value. So 5 plus -8 is -3. -11 plus 13 is 2. So whichever number is larger is what sign you use. And then the third one says opposites. The sum of a number and its opposite is 0. Okay? They cancel out. Yes, duh, he says. Okay. Emmanuel, so before we get to that, this rule right here, the opposites rule, is actually called the additive inverse property. So if you see that terminology in your homework, use the additive inverse, or what is the additive inverse? It's when I take a number and add it to its opposite to get 0. Okay? You need to know that terminology, additive inverse. I take 7 and add it to -7 and get 0. Okay? I take 12 and -12, add them together and get 0. Additive. I'm adding opposites. Inverse stands for opposites. Okay, E, do A. Find the sum of -54 plus -28. No number line this time.
2 negatives equals a positive.
Well, that's if I'm multiplying them together or if I have double negatives in a row here. Do I have double negatives in a row? No. So what is -54 plus -28 going to be? It is the same sign rule. They have the same sign, so you keep the sign. What do you get when you add 8 and 4 together?
14. No. 12.
12. So there's a 2, carry a 1, and what's 5 plus 2 plus 1?
8.
So 84. Or
Yeah.
82, I mean. Well, excuse me. So 82. -82. Good. And you kept the same sign, because that's what rule number 1 is. So that's your answer. That's all you have to do. Okay. Carter, come to B. 38 plus -17. Are they the same signs? 38 plus -17? No, so it's rule number 2. Different signs. So you're subtracting and you're keeping whichever number was originally greater. Which ones originally get greater, the positive or the negative? The positive, so I keep that sign. Not negative, it should be positive. Keep that sign. So keep the positive sign. That's rule number 2, okay? So those were examples of each of those rules. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to evaluate when we have to plug things in, okay? Jason, do A for me. X plus -9, come evaluate that. When X equals -22. Have a marker from the board. So when X equals -22, I want to know what X plus -9 is. So what are we gonna do?
20, -22
Uh-huh,
plus -9
good.
equals -30.
Perfect, awesome. Yep, keep the same signs, cause they are the same sign rule, rule number 1, okay? And then the last one I have is x plus 17 plus y, and I want you to evaluate it when x is negative 22 and y is negative 12. Let's go with
Corn.
Sydney.
Why y'all aiming at me?
You can try it, that's fine. What do you plug in for x? Good, so plug that in and then put plus 17 and then plus whatever y is. And then y, you plugged in a negative 12, okay, good. So what do you want to do now?
Add the 22 and 17.
Okay, do it. What's negative 22 plus 17? Mm-hmm. And then what's negative 5 and negative 12 together? Negative, no, it's negative. Because I don't have a double negative here. That's what you would look for to change it to positive. Okay, so she used the different signs rule first, and then she used the same signs rule. That is what your homework's over tonight.
Okay.